Good evening and welcome to this October 27th edition of EastCast. I'm Jeff Pollack with Dana Baker to bring you the news of the week. The East Junior girls shocked the East Senior girls in the annual Powder Puff football game on Sunday. The juniors won 24-0 on the strength of an offense that seemed unstoppable throughout the first quarter. The seniors tightened up their defense but were unable to get their offense going. Senior Heather Grubb said, quote, "The juniors played a good game. I would have liked the win, but we had fun anyway." Although the seniors were clearly stunned, the large crowd seemed to enjoy the game as much as the girls. Lindsay Lickman was selected to represent East as Young Woman of the Year at East's annual competition recently. The contest combined academics with performance and is part of the Junior Miss pageant. Lindsay, a cheerleader and senior class president, performed a dance routine to the song Fame for her talent. All contestants also were required to perform an aerobic exercise. Congratulations to Lindsay and her fellow contestants, Yvonne Cheng, Prati Vardhana, Sandra Lee, Sarah Berg, and Sherry Mitzner.
Halloween begins Friday here at East with a masquerade dance in the cafeteria. Once again, the Thespian Society will host a night of costumes and dancing for the students. Prizes will be awarded for the best costumes. It's a great way to spend the evening and to get some last-minute costume ideas before trick-or-treating on Sunday. The excitement continues on Saturday with the haunted house on the East Auditorium stage. This is open to anyone of any age who enjoys a classic haunted house scare. So come with family and friends for a frightfully good time. That's Saturday from 10 to 5 and Sunday from 1 to 5. Admission is $4. Earlier this week, our reporter Monica Rollert spoke to Mr. Nation about the haunted house and other plans for the theater department. Monica?
Nation, who is head of the drama department here at East. Mr. Nation.
Good morning.
Could you tell us something about the haunted house that's coming up?
Well, we're really excited about our second annual haunted house. The Thespian Society is busy preparing all the exhibits and all the different kinds of masks and costumes and so forth. It's one of the exciting things that we do during the year, but it was particularly exciting last year. It was our first, and we raised a good deal of money, and we were really pleased with the support that the community gave us. Many children came, and we had a great time. In fact, it went over so well that we've decided to expand it this year. We're going to have 2 days. It will be both on Saturday and on Sunday so that more people can experience the haunted house.
Are there any special attractions that you want to make us know about?
Well, first of all, it's important, I think, for the folks to understand that there are some scary things, but a lot of fun things too, and children of all ages will really enjoy it. Parents can go through with their children and really enjoy a lot of the creature features and some of the famous Hollywood creatures like Frankenstein and Dracula, and some surprises too from famous literature.
So who's going to be involved in this? Are there any actors or something doing
The
this?
Thespian Society acts the roles of all the characters, and the technicians have created all the special effects backstage. And essentially, we've transformed the stage itself into a maze that the audience will walk through. They enter from the backstage door, which in itself is sort of unique. People don't usually get an opportunity to see behind the scenes, and it's kind of an exciting thing for them to experience.
So this is held in the school in the auditorium.
They enter from D-Wing. They come in the front of the building and go down D-Wing, and there'll be some videotapes set up, and there'll be ushers and ghouls and goblins showing them the route to follow, and then they'll enter the backstage door and come into our haunted theater. And from then on, the goblins and ghosts take over.
Sounds great. What time will this be exactly?
Well, on Saturday, it's from 10 in the morning until 5 in the afternoon, and on Sunday, it starts at 1 and goes till 5 as well.
Sounds great. All right, then how about the fall show, The Diary of Anne Frank? Can you tell us something about that?
The Diary of Anne Frank is perhaps one of the most dramatic productions that we had ever produced here at East. It was among the first shows that I've directed in my early days here at East, and we thought it would be a really important show to bring back and have our students, this particular generation, have an opportunity to be exposed to the material. We're particularly thrilled because of the amount of talent that we always seem to have here at East, and I always seem to feel so overwhelmed that I have difficulty choosing. And so this year, for the first time since 1985, we've selected 3 completely separate casts. The entire show has a triple cast situation, and each of the casts will have 2 performances. So there's 6 performances of the show, and in preparation for the experience, we're going down early next week to the Holocaust Museum in Washington, D.C., to give the students a little bit of the background of what went on in the Holocaust and to be better prepared for developing their roles.
Could you tell us who some of the main actors and actresses will be?
Sure, Anne Frank is played by Talia Rubel, Jodie Goldstein, and Amy Shabelson. And Pater is played by Steve Varon, Sean Barretts, and Aaron Guten.
Do you know the set time yet for this play, or the cost or anything, and the location?
The tickets will be $5, and the performances will be held in early December.
So what else is planned for drama this upcoming year?
Well, of course, we have our spring musical. The auditions will be held in December, right after the fall show. And our student-directed one-acts, which feature original scripts written by our students in the creative writing classes. And that's pretty exciting. We started that last year, and I think it's wonderful to be able to feature material and encourage writers. We seem to really need writers in the theater, and it's important that there's so much talent out there that's finally being tapped. We also plan a trip to New York to see the musical production of Cyrano, which is going to open shortly, featuring one of our East graduates who's made it to Broadway, Jim Barber. We're very proud of him and excited to see him on Broadway. And a variety of other activities that will be planned by the Thespian Society.
Sounds fantastic. In review, when and where is the haunted house, and how much is the cost to get in?
Okay, the haunted house is here at Cherry Hill East on Saturday and Sunday, and the price is $4 per ticket, and it's open to everyone, children of all ages, and Anne Frank will be $5, and it opens the first weekend of December.
That sounds fantastic. All right. Well, there you have it. That would be the schedule for the Drama Society here at East. Thank you, Mr. Nation, for your time.
Very welcome.
This has been Monica Gorelick for EastCast.
As you know, East's theater department has selected The Diary of Anne Frank for its fall production scheduled to be presented in early December. In order to prepare the cast, Mr. Nation took them to the newly opened Holocaust Museum in Washington, D.C. on Monday. The museum opened to excellent reviews of its powerful and stunning message. Although the students were shocked and moved by what they saw on display, they will be better able to portray the characters in what will undoubtedly be another great East production. This week marks AIDS Awareness Week at East. Last night, the New Jersey Teen AIDS Line held its kickoff meeting. Jean White, mother of the late Ryan White, was the keynote speaker. On October 30th, East students will participate in the Walk of Champions on the Cubby DePrince Memorial Team. DePrince was a Cherry Hill School student who died of AIDS. The walkathon will benefit New Jersey women and children with AIDS. Entry forms and red ribbons are available at the SGA office.
Yesterday was the first Teacher in Service Day of the year. While students got the day off, teachers went back to school to learn new instruction techniques. Instructors from inside and outside the district came to teach. Physics teacher Mr. Barrian said that one exercise teachers participated in yesterday was a personality typing for learning processes. This exercise helped teachers discover something about teacher-student and teacher-teacher relations. 2 more in-service days are planned, a half day on February 3rd and a full day on March 18th. Also, the annual NJEA Teachers Convention is November 4th through 5th. The yearbook is now on sale for $50. This year, the yearbook isn't just for seniors. Freshmen, sophomores, and juniors are featured and therefore encouraged to buy a yearbook. For seniors, you must purchase the yearbook by November 1st in order to have your name imprinted on the cover. You can buy the yearbook in both cases at lunch and before and after school in the yearbook office. Please make checks payable to Cherry Hill East Yearbook. Once again, seniors must buy the yearbook by November 1st to have their names on the cover. The yearbooks are $50. Checks only. Buy one as soon as possible. Dave Heimerling's here to tell us what happened in East sports this week. Here's Dave.
Thanks, Dana. The East football team suffered their first loss of the season this Saturday by a score of 28-14 to Woodrow Wilson. The Tigers' special team exploded in the first half, returning both a punt and kickoff for touchdowns. Dave Reddick of Woodrow Wilson walked all over the East defense by personally contributing 18 of the 28 points. East's first points came early in the second quarter when quarterback Ben Steinberg ran 22 yards for the touchdown. Steinberg then connected with Jeff Cherkis for a 2-point conversion to put his team back in the game, after trailing by 16. After an interception by Ben Green, East drove for 50 yards to once again have Steinberg run in for the touchdown. East now trailed by 2, but Woodrow Wilson put 12 more on the board before finally defeating the Cougars 28-14. The East offensive line fell apart, allowing 4 sacks. Stenberg finished the game going 12 for 32 for 120 yards and 2 interceptions. East's record dropped to 4-1 after being ranked 5th in South Jersey. Next week, East is home to face Overbrook. On Tuesday, the number 3 ranked East girls tennis team defeated Atlantic City 5-0 in the South Jersey Group 4 semifinals. The 3 singles matches were won by Jill Plasky, Alex Jacobs, and Holly Parkinson, who all won in straight sets. In doubles action, the teams of Karen Meltzer and Stephanie Cherkis and Jessica Kozlov and Rebecca Rosner defeated their opponents. Tuesday was also a good day for the boys gymnastics team as they defeated Lenape by a score of 109-8 to 71-9. Mike Silvestro led the team with a personal high of 52.5 points, breaking his previous high of 52-2. Silvestro won all 6 events, including breaking the school record on the pommel horse with a score of 8-8 and tied a record on the high bar with a score of 9-1. Other team contributors were seniors Bill Scott and Jeff Wagman. The East girls field hockey team shut out Washington Township last Tuesday by a score of 2-0. Yvonne Cheng led the team with both goals, and goalie Lisa Dorpelbosian recorded the shutout for the team. Last Friday, in a must-win game, the East Cougars defeated West 1-0 to clinch a spot in the South Jersey playoffs. Their record now stands at 5-5-2. This game will be shown following the news. On Saturday, the boys soccer team netted 2 goals in the final minutes of the game to defeat the defending state champs and number 1 ranked team of Shawnee. After trailing by 1, Tony DeCesar put the tying goal in the net, and Mike Lean scored the winning goal with only 54 seconds remaining in the game. East stopped Shawnee's 38-game winning streak, which was the longest current streak in the state. The team plans on meeting with Shawnee again in the state Group 4 tournament. Their record stands at 12-0-1. That's all for the sports. Now back to Dana.
That's it for the news tonight. Special thanks to Mr. Gordon Hampson, cameraman and editor, Mr. Keith Haynes, advisor. Thank you for joining Jeff Pollack and David Heimerling and me, Dana Baker, this evening. Stay tuned for East-West's girls field hockey, which follows the junior high school news. Tonight, we leave you with Ophelia, all dressed up for Friday's masquerade dance. Good night, Ophelia.
Good evening and welcome to the West Report. I'm Peter Woodworth.
And I'm John Zippel, and here's the news. As you probably already know, the Philadelphia Phillies suffered a heartbreaking loss Saturday night to eliminate them from the World Series and give the Toronto Blue Jays their second straight championship. Unfortunately, the Phillies' 93 dream season is over. The reason why I call the loss a heartbreaking one is because the Phillies entered the bottom of the ninth inning with a 6-5 lead. Also entering the ninth inning was the Phillies reliever Wild Thing Mitch Williams. The Wild Thing walked the first batter he faced, then got Devon White to fly out. Next up was Paul Molitor. He singled up the middle to leave men on first and second with 1 out. The stage was set for Joe Carter with men in scoring position. Carter rode a Mitch Williams fastball out and over the left field wall. That home run lifted the Blue Jays to an 8-6 victory and the World Series title. The question is, was the Phillies season a successful one, even though they lost in the World Series? My co-anchor had a chance to get a few opinions.
In your opinion, did the Phillies have a successful series or not?
They had definitely had a successful series. I think that since they made it all the way up until the final game, that they played well and they had a great shot. They won the pennant. That's all they could do.
You think the Phillies will make it back next year?
I hope so.
And for all of you, in your opinion, do you think, are you still Phillies fans?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
They did an excellent job.
Just because of one mistake, you just don't stop liking something.
How'd you feel about when you heard the Phillies missed it?
I felt real bad. Just devastated. They lost. You know, well,
Feel when they brought in Mitch Williams?
I didn't feel. I just like took one look at the game and turned away, and I was really disappointed in what happened during the game. That's about it. They lost, you know. Nothing I could do about it.
How'd you feel when they brought Mitch Williams in?
I thought they were going to win.
There's a new one.
No, I did. I thought they were going to win.
But I didn't think it was a good choice. I thought they should have kept, who was it, Larry Anderson? Roger Mason, so that he could finish it up, and then he could have got the win for the Phillies.
How'd you feel when they brought Mitch Williams in?
A perfect ending to a perfect season. Very consistent with what he did the rest of the year.
Hey, that's the opinion here at West. Back to you, John.
The West Library has recently become part of a community-wide network called CherryNet. Cherry Hill West Media Center, Cherry Hill East Media Center, and the Cherry Hill Free Public Library are members of this effort and together share CD-ROM databases. Reporter Lindsay Melson spoke to librarian Mrs. Wiltsey.
I'm here in Cherry Hill West Library with Cherry Hill West librarian Mrs. Wiltsey, who's going to explain more to us about the new program called CherryNet. Welcome, Mrs. Wiltsey. What exactly is CherryNet?
CherryNet is a network of libraries, namely Cherry Hill High School West, Cherry Hill East, and the Cherry Hill Public Libraries. And together we're sharing CD-ROM resources.
And how exactly does CherryNet work?
Well, we have all donated, not donated, but put together CD-ROMs that we're using in our own libraries. For example, our students had Humanities Index available to them and InfoTrack. Well, we've put them now at Cherry Hill Public Library along with their CD-ROMs, and Cherry Hill East has put their CD-ROMs at Cherry Hill Public. So now we all can access at the same time these resources. So what we've actually done is expanded our availability of resources for the students. The technology is new because in the past you've had a network at one site, but it's never been done where you've networked CDs between sites as we're doing now.
So more than one person can be using these different systems at the different schools?
Exactly, at the same time.
And so how is this benefiting the students then, from East and West?
Well, it's benefiting the students because there's more resources available to them than before. We have a much broader range of resources. For example, now we have General Science Index available. We also have another InfoTrack available. Reader's Guide is available. Predicast, which is a business-based resource, so that the possibilities are much more broader based than they were before.
Thank you very much. I hope that CherryNet is as successful as we've projected it to be. Now back to the West Report.
The World Culture Club's first meeting this year was honored by a special visitor. Yossi Katz, a special emissary from the government of Israel, talked to the club last Wednesday in a thought-provoking lecture on the recent move towards peace between the Israelis and Palestinians. Mr. Katz is currently on a 3-year stay in the Delaware Valley to lecture on the complications involved in the peace accord that was finalized several weeks ago by the leaders of the Israeli government and the rebelling Palestinian Liberation Organization. His talk focused on both the past history of Israel and how that affects the situation, as well as driving home just how complex the peace plan was and will be for years to come. According to Ms. Rochford, the director of the World Culture Club, the turnout for the lecture was superb, and the students provided Mr. Katz with many excellent questions to answer. She is hopeful that a speaker can be located to provide the Palestinian point of view. Have you ever wondered exactly what your teachers are doing on all those teachers in-service days? On Friday, I talked with West Principal Mr. Simon to shed some light on this age-old question. According to Mr. Simon, the in-service is divided up by department, with each department discussing their plans for the future. The English department held a meeting on the new SAT tests in place. The math and business departments focused on increasing computer literacy and creative uses of the computer lab in studies. And the foreign language department discussed how to use alternative assessment in teaching. All in all, West teachers have come out of this in-service day ready and revitalized to continue teaching not only this year, but for the next few years as well.
And now with the local sports, here's Dave Marika.
The West football team improved its record to 2-3 last week with a gutsy performance against Camden. The Lions opened the score in the second quarter as defensive nose guard James Keneally recovered a blocked punt in the end zone. Junior Mark Monachetti broke through the line for the block. In the second half, Joe Gamaz threw a 13-yard pass to Deron Braswell to secure the 13-12 victory for West. The team plays Edgewood Saturday at 10:30 a.m. That's away. The boys soccer team had 2 wins and a tie last week, Aaron Pesnell notched a pair of goals to propel West to a 5-0 shellacking of Woodrow Wilson. Then against Triton, Anthony DeMichael stopped 5 shots to help his team to a scoreless tie. Last Saturday, the Lions beat Pittman 1-0 on a goal by Mike Thiel. The boys will play East, Edgewood, and Shawnee this week. Also, they will most likely begin the coaches tournament before Friday. They'll be playing Cherokee. The Lady Lions soccer team lost to Triton 6-0 last week. Donna Hine did have 16 saves for West in the contest. The girls will conclude their season against East, Gloucester Catholic, and Shawnee this week. The field hockey team began its week with a 5-0 victory over Edgewood. Julia Dunworth had a hat trick for West, and Haeyeon Ri and Carolyn Thorpe each added a goal. Erica Johnson scored the shutout in goal for West. Last Thursday, however, the girls lost to Bishop Eustace 3-0. West will play Overbrook, Gloucester, and Cherokee in its final regular season games this week. The boys cross-country team beat Edgewood and fell to Highland in a tri-meet last Friday. Ed Devlin took second in the tri-meet. The girls cross-country team defeated Highland and Edgewood last week. Jen Jennings and Jen Lunder took first and second, respectively, for the Lions. And the girls gymnastics team just barely got beat by Cherry Hill East last week, 89-73. Kristen Flynn scored second place in both the balance beam and all-around events. The ladies tumble and turn against Rancook's Valley and Shawnee, while the boys team somersaults in the league championships tomorrow. Well, that's all the sports. Now back to the West Report.
Topping this week's activities at West is the children's show Puss in Boots. The children's show will have 4 shows between Friday and Saturday. Tickets will be on sale at the door. Starting next week off, there will be a school blood drive on Monday, November 1st. And finally, the homeschool pictures will be taken on November the 3rd. Students were to have their slips in by October 22nd, but the office will still accept them late. If you have any questions, call Donna Schaaf at 429-8044.
Thank you for watching the West Report. Join us again next week at the same time. Good night.
Good night.